Hey everybody, welcome to Strength Coach TV. I'm Anthony Rana. This is the show where we take you inside some of the country's best fitness facilities, give you a tour, and then we sit down with the owners and we talk a little bit of shop. Today I got a special episode in my mind. I'm going up to my favorite place, Perform Better, up in West Warwick, Rhode Island. We're going to the Perform Better Functional Training Institute. And this is such a great concept. Chris Poirier and the team decided that they needed a lab inside their offices and warehouse, a place where they can not only work out, but they can test all the equipment a lot of times before it even gets to us, and make sure that what they're selling is quality merchandise. And they certainly have a reputation for selling some of the best stuff and coming up with some really great proprietary products that they've launched into the market. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to get a tour, and Chris is going to tell us how they operate things up there. And one thing that you need to know about Perform Better is they have an amazing facility design program. So what happens is you give them a call. It's a free consultation. You talk about your demographics, your size of your location, what kind of a facility is it going to be? Is it going to be sports performance? Is it going to be general population? Is it going to be both? And then what they do, as well as your budget, and they'll send you a 3D rendering of your future space, whether it's a new space or whether you're redesigning. So it's pretty cool, really cool 3D rendering. And then they'll also send you this. This is a package you'll get, and inside that package will be a catalog with all the equipment in it. And remember, equipment can be, there's a lot of options for equipment sometimes, whether it's flooring or different racks, or whether they're dumbbells or different med balls, different prices. Maybe you can get economy med balls or other kinds of levels with the different equipment. You'll also get this inside here as a guide to facility design, and that'll allow also lots of great pictures in here and just give you some ideas about what they're doing. They'll include some spec sheets on certain equipment that you guys have discussed. They work with you from start to finish. So really, you get this call, you get it going. It's really just the start of everything, and then you kind of go back and forth with some of the things that that you need, or things come up, things change. They'll work with you on that. Really cool. They have financing available, so make sure you talk to them about that. They've worked with so many different kinds of facilities. You can see this list right here. There's so many facilities. 5 Iron Fitness, my facility, is located in there. They did work with me, so this is not just an ad for them. These guys are my favorite people, and they really do an amazing job with this stuff. So let's head up to West Warwick, Rhode Island, to the Perform Better Functional Training Institute. We are in West Warwick, Rhode Island, the home of Perform Better. Huh?
This is it. I like it, Anthony. I like it.
I'm here with Chris Poirier, the head honcho here. Chris, thanks for doing this.
Hey, Anthony, thanks for coming in.
All right. Well, how long, because your first office, your first headquarters didn't have something like this. How long have you been in this space now?
We've been in here for, this is our 3rd year.
3rd year, cool. And what's the square footage in here?
Square footage in here is just a little under 3,000. It's about 2,800 square feet.
Okay, sweet. Now, who uses it?
Well, we have, there's usually about 10 to 15 employees that come in, whether in the morning, at lunchtime, at the end of the day, come in to use it. We're always testing products inside here, which is always key. And then when we hold seminars here, we could have 40 people in here doing hands-on stuff for the seminar.
That's right, because you have the, I remember we did Coach Boyle's functional, one of the functional strength, I forget which one, maybe it was 5. But when we came in here afterwards to do the practical, so that's been great. But yeah, we'll probably, when we sit down, we'll talk a little bit more about that product testing.
Sure.
But how much has that really been a factor? Has this been always something you really wanted to do in terms of I wish we could put it and we could really test it ourselves to use it?
We needed places where we could get things and get multiple use on it. So if we needed a medicine ball that we needed to come in and throw against the wall 500 times, we'd get 10 different people and we'd come in here, each person we'd tell to throw, throw 100 times, and then, and then we'll get somebody else to come in. So we trying to get the replay on it, but we also set it up in here too as a showroom. That's one of our biggest things, is we want to feature everything that we can do and show everything that we're capable of doing and how it would look in a facility.
Cool. So let's get a tour, because then we're we're going to be able to see the different kinds of turf you got going on and some of the different, like the racks and et cetera, right?
Perfect.
Cool.
Hey Anthony, welcome to our facility. As we're coming into our facility, one of the key things that you'll notice right away is obviously our turf. So as we design this place, we put 2 turf lanes right down the middle of the facility. So we put 2 4-foot lanes going straight down. This is sort of our movement prep area. This is where we can do some straight ahead stuff. This is where, if we need space in here, we can come in here and do this. Obviously, some of the things that we featured inside of here, obviously our wall padding, which can be logoed. Obviously, our PB Extreme name is on it. Can logo it. We also have our giant display clock, our new giant display clock with the 10-inch digits, which really can be seen anywhere inside this facility. Inside, it's loud, perfect for inside here. Cool. As we go in, obviously more of our wall pattern. So what we had is reinforced with the concrete inside, so we could have a concrete wall to throw med balls off of. Okay. But we put wall padding up on here, and we've done this in a lot of places because it deadens the sound a little bit. So if you're in like a strip mall type of place and there's neighbors next to you, they don't want you banging med balls off of it because they're gonna hear boom, boom, boom. So what we did was we put the wall padding up over this, which is obviously double reinforced, and obviously it deadens the sound quite a bit as they're doing it. Our green turf area inside here, so obviously with our med ball, our core stuff inside of here, we foam roll inside here, we take a roller, we come over in this area, we can do some plyometric stuff, we keep our boxes over here, we keep our stability balls over here.
Chris, is that a different turf or just
same turf, just a different color. Yeah. Same materials. Same manufacturer, just a different color. It's just a way of how you can show with color how to separate areas. Yeah. You know, and how you can create areas to do things.
Amazing. So, now this is all custom. Somebody can get anything they want.
Correct. Anything they want. Correct. Yep. Right. Some is custom, some is stock. This both right now, when we first started with the turf lanes, it was all custom. Right now, it is it's stock. We now stock red and black turf lanes. Cool. It's easier for when you're pulling sleds that you have lanes, designated lanes to go down, so people aren't going all over the place to do this. So as we move down, we obviously have our half rack and our new power rack. We also have our new adjustable squat stand, which has been hot as we've taken off. Yep. We also have recessed platforms. Yeah. Now, one of the things that we've done in here is we put obviously the wood platforms. Right now, when we're doing wood platforms, we actually make the inside rubber. And the thing is, the big difference in here is these are wood, they look great. It looks perfect, but the problem is we've only been in here for 3 years and they've already been resurfaced twice. Wow. So the thing with wood is you have to constantly stay on top of it, especially when plates are dropping on them or people are moving and scratching it. So what we've now doing with a lot of places, we're putting inside a rubber, but it's looking like wood. It's a color that makes it look more like wood. So it gives you that. You can put logos in it as well. Yeah. So it's a perfect scenario for it.
Cool. Let's go over what are some features on this rack right here?
Sure.
So for the band.
We do. We have bands down. We have band attachments down the bottom. We also have them at the top. So when we put them on, you could do one or the other. Obviously, you got your adjustable spotter arms with hanging, and it's got, as you can see, it's got plenty of weight storage to hold as much plates as you need on there.
Yep. Very cool. Nice. What is this called, though?
This is called our power rack, our PB Extreme power rack.
Cool.
So as we go down here, obviously we get more to our kettlebell area and our cardio stuff, but we need to clean up the room a little bit. We've been just moving things around a little. But one of our nice features here that we put in here, that Brandon Marcello, is everyone always has a problem. Where do I put my slide boards? I hate moving them and all around. So we put them inside the floor with a coating over the top. So we can use it. We put the rubber back. All you got to do is screw them in. You don't have to move the big boards. You don't have to lean them up against your walls. You don't have to ruin your walls with scratching them.
Yeah,
with them.
It really is a pain in the butt.
It is.
With that thing. And another thing is, because if you don't put it back right, you got to put it a certain way, because it's got, you got the plastic, etc.
Very true. So now once it's back over it, we can use it as is. So we can do kettlebell stuff on it as it is, so you're not losing anything. Cool. Obviously, more of our dumbbell, obviously, as we use this place to try out new products, we're always bringing stuff in here to see what's new and whatnot. So you get a combination of stuff that we won't sell or may be selling, but you'll see it up that we're trying out. We're seeing if it holds up, how much weight we can get on it. Is it durable? Our cardio, we have actually our new glute ham. Great new product for us this year. Rob did a phenomenal job with designing that and getting that over and getting it from overseas. And it comes at a great price point too on this.
Very cool.
Perfect product.
I know Aaron was telling me that you guys did a lot of testing with the Schwinn when it first came, right?
Correct. We did a lot of testing with the new Schwinn bikes, which, you know, we've had problems with Schwinn in the past. I mean, we've carried Schwinn for about 10 years. The Airdynes are 12 years. And they've come up with a bunch of different models. And in the past, we've had problems and problems. You know, whenever they came up with a new one, we're like, all right, this is going to be the new and improved one. Problem. Well, we then switched over to the assault bikes, you know, because there were, you know, it was a new bike on the market. We tried it out. Mike had it in his place and was doing very well with it, and he wasn't having problems with it. So we started to go with the assault bikes. As time went on, we started to have problems with the assault bike, so we're looking for that durability bike. Schwinn came out with a new one, and we held off on it for a year and a half. And we had a couple out being tested. We had one at BU. Glenn Harris was testing one, and we were just trying to see how, because he beats up his bike. They use them. They use them all the time. So we're like, if it's going to survive in Glenn's place or Mike's place, it's going to survive here. And sure enough, and it's a beautiful bike, and virtually it's the same price. Cool. It's the same price on it. So. Very nice. We got our dumbbells as we're going down. We got our, obviously, our sleds that we have at the end of the track lanes.
Let's go. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't seen this. Is that an attachment?
It's an attachment, yep. So it's an attachment to our drive sled. So it's basically, you have the padded attachment so you can get into it and move with it. So, awesome. Yeah, no, pretty cool. It's a new thing that we just came out with this year, and it's attachment. It retrofits any of our, you know, drive sleds.
Very cool. What is that, like something that you can put on the drag the
it's a drag sled for the sandbag. Yeah, Josh Hankin came up with that, and we've been marketing it for Josh and selling it for Josh, and he has it too, where you can just put a sandbag on a flat bottom sled. You can put it in you can do it on a wood court. You can go on, you know, a basketball court where you can drive it because it's got a felt bottom on there as well.
Very cool.
So, all right. Obviously, we have our free motion over here. We have our true stretch in the corner. Treadmill from free motion, which more of the cardio that we sell as we go down. Yep. We have our new PB Extreme line of boxing and kickboxing equipment that we've just launched this year. Okay. It's been very successful, whether it's the pads, the shields, the gloves. We've been testing it out for a while, but it started off with a bang this year and had a big year.
Now, is that a sandbag rack too?
That's a sandbag rack, yes. Yep, sandbag rack. Technically, what you're not supposed to see here in the background is a rack that we're working on back here. We haven't seen it yet. You didn't see it, but it's some good things that we're coming out with in the future too.
There's a couple things in here, top secret stuff. I love it.
Exactly. Now we also have right here is our PB Victory Rack. Okay. So one of the things that, you know, everyone has a wall mount rack because it saves a little space. So if you're in an area that's really tight and you need to put stuff, utilize your wall space. The problem was all the rigs, all the wall mounted rigs that have came out. They're all hold steel, they're very chintzy, and whenever you get somebody with strength in there and try to lift out of it, it's like they vibrate all over the place. So what we did is we took our PB Extreme, our footprint of it, and used the same steel that we had on it and the durability of it, same adjusting system, and we actually made it into a Victory Rack, so a wall mount rack. Or this can be a freestanding one too. All right. Obviously, all of our different bars and stuff, training gear behind.
My buddy guy, man.
Yeah, the Tsunami bar in the background.
Very cool.
And then as we head down here, obviously we have our Total Gym. And our Kaiser. Obviously, we can't go anywhere without having a Kaiser, which is a perfect.
It's like Noah's Ark of fitness here.
It is. Well, one of the key things, Anthony, with this place, obviously, is we knew we were going to have seminars in here. Yeah. And one of the things when we designed this room is we knew it was going to be a lot of places that we do a strip mall type thing. So they're rectangle rooms. Yeah. So when we were able to build this room out here and make this room, we made it like a typical strip mall type of facility where it's a rectangle room, long and narrow, maybe some beams inside of it, you know. So we just happen to have it, but we wanted to show that, here's a place that's less than 3,000 square feet, and showing you what you can do with it when you leave a place open and you utilize storage mechanisms, because we have storage all over the place up against the walls.
Yes, I know. That's one thing that we can see here that you utilize a lot with the foam rolls and the bars, you know, the stability balls, etc. Cool. Well, let's go sit down, and I just got a couple business questions for you.
Perfect.
All right, Chris, cool. Let's go into maybe some of the problems or issues that you see when people are opening a facility that maybe, and I know you guys design the facility, help design the facilities now, kind of saves you some headaches later on down the road.
It definitely does. And you know, obviously there can be all sorts of problems with designs and when people are doing their facility. But one of the main things that we come across is where people need to start off with is with a budget. Because it's, you know, as we carry so many different product lines and we have so many different price ranges on products that, you know, there's, you know, we have a high-end urethane dumbbell to a rubber hex dumbbell, which is about 25% the price of the other one.
Yeah.
You know, so some of the things that we do is, you know, everyone always wants to get the best inside of it. They always want to, but when it comes down to then the price comes out, they start to then cut and slash what they want. You know, and one of the main reasons, or one of the things that we try to encourage people is where not to cut. There's a lot of places they can cut, and we can save them a lot because we have multiple lines and we can get them down in price, and we're very competitive. But one of the main areas where people try to cut is the flooring. They try to cut down on the flooring, and that's an area that really is, it's the staple of the gym. I tell people, you can keep your same equipment in a facility, take it out, come in, paint the walls, and put a new flooring down, a nice with color, put some turf down.
Yeah.
Come back in, put your same equipment in, and everybody will think it's a new gym. They'll think all the equipment is new, just because that's the power of the facility. It also tells, it gives the impression of what's going on in that gym. It lets you know what's going to go on in there. So people come in, they know, like they can come in here and they can see, oh, you got foam rollers over there, you got med ball walls here, you got, you know, obviously your rack, you got turf lanes in here, you do a lot of sled stuff and stuff, you know, and movement prep type of stuff. So it gives the overall impression of a gym of what's going to go on inside of it.
Yeah, and I think some of the wall stuff, like the foam roll and the bars, when you take things off the floor, you really do. I think I saw a few, somebody, I forget who, maybe it was Frank Nash with the sled even on the wall.
On the wall, yeah.
You know, so you can get a lot accomplished with that.
Definitely, definitely. For the people that have a lot of, I mean, windows is great to have because it brings in light inside to a place. But the only problem with windows is you can't store anything on the windows, you know, so it's great to have in here. And in here we have a set of windows out on the front end of it, but then we have 3 walls that we could use for storage and putting things on, which separates everything, it gets everything out, and then it creates a lot of open space in the middle. And the open space is usually the second problem. Usually people want to load everything with their area. They want every piece covered up inside. They want every square footage something on the area. And the problem is once they start to get into their program and learn new things and stuff, they're realizing that it takes a lot more space.
Yeah.
So they want more space. So that's why we always try to encourage turf, because you're not putting racks or anything on turf. You're usually leaving it as your open space. So that's why we try to encourage turf in places, so it's going to give you your open area.
Do you end up having, because that seems like a lot of times it's a one of those want to have versus need to have problems. Are you talking a lot of people out of, you don't really need that, I know you want it, but you don't really need it?
Correct. We do that all the time. When we have a customer, we want a customer for life. We don't want a customer that's going to basically tell us 6 months down the road, why'd you sell me that piece? I'm only using, you know, I paid $4,000 with it and I use it with one customer for 20 minutes, 2 days a week.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want. We always tell people, hey, go with the things that you need to have in there with your program. You can always add, as long as we leave space and wide open stuff. Wait till you start to make money. Wait till money starts to come in, and then start to add the piece. If you can live without it in your program, it's not a staple of your program, it's a nice to have, then wait a little bit. Wait till you come up, but you obviously have to leave some space, an empty space for it, that you know, and that's the whole idea of leaving more space, so you can then add to your facility afterwards too.
Cool. Well, let's just finish up with the number one thing somebody should do once they get that space. Talk to me about that design process.
The design process. Well, the number one thing they should do is, if anyone's ever looking for, when they're looking for a building, obviously that's the first thing they're doing. They're looking for a building. They got to get their numbers down. They got to create a business plan, of what they're going to do, because it's key to how they're going to survive. Can they afford what they're doing? Are they, consult with people. Are they signing a lease that's just ridiculous? Is it a 15-year lease? Some leases may look great. They may give you the first year for free. But then you got to commit to a 15-year.
Yeah.
And
they
if
just put it on the back end.
They just put it on. They put everything is into the back end.
Yeah.
So you have to really consider the lease. And what we ask for is, when you're looking at leases, is you get the layout of the facility. So you get the 3D, the PDF
even
of the room.
They sign,
even
right?
before they sign. Oh, definitely before they sign. Because what we want to do is we want to get you before you sign it. The lease, because we want to show you what you want in there, because some people can visualize having all these things in it, but once we get it and we start to do this, it doesn't look quite so big as it did when it was an empty room. So we definitely tell people, before you sign that lease, they'll give it to you. They'll give you the PDF, they'll give you the CAD drawing of the room. Let us design, let's consult with us. Let us talk to you. Let's see what you like, what you want in the facility, what your needs are. Let us design something for you to show you how it's going to fit inside there. And then let us put a budget plan together for you, so how you can price it out, how we can price it out for you, so you can see what your expenses are going to be.
Absolutely. All right. Number one thing, before you sign a lease, call this guy, get a plan going. So,
definitely.
Chris, thanks so much for coming on and showing us the gym here, and giving us a little business advice.
Thanks, Anthony. Thanks for coming to our home.
All right.